Okay, so let's work on our next assignment for this class. So the next assignment, as you can see, has opened up because I completed the first one, which is the lecture, and now we're going to create and work on the hands-on. Again, the context lectures are submitted between you and I, therefore they go in your private repo. Hands-on assignments are submitted into your public. Now in this case, let's go ahead and click into it. And let's see the difference just from here. So in your last one, you submitted a URL, and this one is a discussion board that you're going to submit a link to. I'll show you that at the end. I just want to give you the idea. So one of the things you'll learn is about how to write HTML, what we call markup. But a condensed version of that is called Markdown, and is a very common way, especially on GitHub and other ways, to document code or to document other things on the web that will allow you to do a lot of the things that markup does without all the markup skill and just quicker. So the first thing I'm going to have you do, and by the way, the topic of this is going to be your day, and I actually tell you what the name of the file I want you to create. So it's a representation of your day, your normal day, what things you do, and really you can think of it as an outline. So I'm going to click on this so you can do as well. So here are all the ways. Here's the markup syntax. Here's the element. Now, element's something you learn as you learn HTML more, so that's a great time to just understand this. Bold or bolding text. I think most of this is pretty self-explanatory, but look through it. It even shows you some more of the extended things you can do with Markdown. But what I would say is, as much as you can, use as much of these that you can in this assignment. Play around with it, okay? All right, so now let me walk you through the assignment. So now I'm going to go back to my CIT82, the course organization. Make sure every time you do an assignment, you are in the course organization. If for some reason you created your repos on your own GitHub, I won't be able to see them the way is required. So make sure when you start an assignment, you're, in this case, as we're working on the web, here in CIT82. So again, this is a public item, meaning hands-on everyone. So in here, very much like you did in the last assignment, well, we're going to add a file. We're going to create a new file. We're going to call this day.md. So MD Markdown is an extension that the browser knows, that most of the editors knows, that most of the operating system know. When they see that extension, it's a Markdown file, okay? So what you're going to do here is now actually lay out your day. Now it's really good to keep this sheet handy, right? So I'm going to do a heading. So let's come back here and we'll do this. Now the key to that is also my day is actually putting a space there, I believe. But one great thing is you can preview it and you can see what that heading is. By the way, now that I've said it, I have to see as it actually, it does break it. And why do I know it breaks it? Is because it doesn't show it as a heading and it includes the markup itself. So making sure when you're doing this, you actually provide the spaces. So if I want to do a heading 2 or in 3, and also you get to see what these things are like, right? So if I wanted to do 2, now you can think of this as a traditional, right, day, my normal day, because it feels like there's no normal for me anymore. Oh, good. So you can see the difference here, right? So here's what you want to do is then go through, again, going back, using either ordered list, unordered list, bold and text, maybe a horizontal line. You could provide a link if you want. Images you can also do, but we're actually going to deal with images on the next one. But if you want to play around, do that. So the point of this assignment is to use as much as the markup, also to lay out using an outline concept your day, right? Maybe you do morning and you do an unordered list, right? Here we go. So this is an maybe an unordered list and then an ordered list, and you just put 1, or a dash from the unordered. Okay, so I'm not going to do all of it because it'd just be crazy to take all your time to do it when you know. And by the way, down here, let me go down. Now you have to commit the file. And this is something you're going to learn as you move further into this class, is how to commit files. Now, commits are basically saying, I'm now going to save this into my folder or in my repo. And so it's the same concept, but in this case, because we're tracking all the changes, we also want some kind of message. And so look at this. It actually gives you a standard message that says create. And for our purposes for this, it's totally fine to use it. I'll talk about commit messages later and the importance of why, especially if you're working on teams, it's there. We're going to leave these as default. We're doing the main branch. Branching is something we'll talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and commit the file. So now that I've committed the file, it's in there. If I click on it, I see it. It's rendered in preview mode. Up at the top, I get a URL to this. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is that if it's done, then you're ready to submit by copying, coming down here, and then my day and Markdown. I don't care what you put here, right? And then I could paste in that. Now, one thing about Canvas, and I just want to show you this, is sometimes, and I just hit return, and you can see immediately that Canvas, in this case, recognize this content as a link, http:// it said it's a link. And I want you to know this because it's part of learning our content, our topic. If you go down to the bottom, there is a HTML editor. And here's what you can see when I hit that return. And the reason I say that is not everyone may get this, but when I did, it put in some tags, some HTML tags, aref, which is the most common tag because it's a link. Target means open a new tab, no opener, something relevant to that. And then the end of the A. So A, open A, end of A, which really creates that link. Okay. So that's the first part. The other thing you want to do is write 75 words about your experience of doing this. Maybe you'd never heard of markup. Maybe you struggled with how to lay out your day. Maybe you just found this either boring or not boring or fun. Most students tell me they enjoy it, but you will have your own experience. So you want to write this in here, 75 words, and then reply to at least one person to get all the points for this work. Okay? Hope this helps you. And then once you hit post your reply, then it's in there. If you ever need to, you can come back later and hit edit. All right, talk to you later. Where is my